welcome back again. On this series, we shall be looking at adolescence, the Gen Z language, the codes that are being used by our children right now on social media. You may say, my child does not have a phone. My child does not have access to a device. Let me tell you something. In this day and age, your child does not need to have a phone before he can have access to the internet. Your child knows somebody who knows somebody that has a device. Your son is attending classes online, so he has access to a device one way or the other. Gone are those days where we could proud ourselves as, oh, my child does not have a phone, my child does not have a device. I'm not going to buy a phone until he's 18, at the 18th birthday. That the child does not have a phone, that the child does not have a device, doesn't mean that the child does not have access to the internet. It doesn't mean he doesn't have access to a device. There is somebody that is somebody that is somebody that is somebody that has some of those things that your child may reach out to use. So please discard that from your mind. Your child has access. Your child has access to the net. What I want you to do is to begin to look back. There's this mom who told me now and again she picks up her children's phone, maybe WhatsApp. She'll just go to WhatsApp, go to the search bar of WhatsApp, and then put in some keywords. That when she puts in those keywords, all the conversations, if the child has had any conversation around those things, that they come out, now. So if you pick up your phone now and you go to WhatsApp, you just type maybe what can I use? Just type Instagram on WhatsApp. If there is any conversation I've had with somebody, say maybe I've I was saying, okay, go to Instagram and watch so video, or check out this comment on Instagram. Everything I've said about Instagram will pop out on different people's numbers that I have spoken to. So that's what this mother does, right? So she could pick up the child's phone and just go straight and type sex. If there's ever been a conversation around sex, they will pop out. So she knows. And when she knows, she's not going to go and begin to rain down brainstorms and everything. You don't parent like that. You don't create a safe space like that. You regulate yourself and then find conversations around it. So let's get down into the symbols that were used in that movie that were not normal languages to the likes of us, because the DI inspector, the DI Mr. Bascom, he was the investigating officer of this case. And oh yeah, as an investigator, he had gone into the Instagram, he had, printed all the things he could print from the Instagram and read the kind of meanings that are just normal meanings to those things. So he didn't see that this girl was bullying Jamie. He didn't see that Kathy was bullying Jamie. He just saw a loving child, because he kept seeing love emerging, love emerging, love emerging. He just saw a loving child until he came to school to ask questions. And then the son was so disappointed in him. The son called him into that room and said, it hurts me that you're here. That you're here fooling around when you have evidence in front of you. You think Kathy was all innocent? Have you looked at this? Have you looked at this? The boy began to take the father through the meaning of some of those things. There was something called incel. That meant being a celibacy till forever or something like that. Then the guy talked about oh god, the purple love, the love, the heart, the purple heart. He said the purple heart meant that you're horny. The yellow heart meant that you're interested. The red heart means the what you know it to mean. And then the pink heart meant you're interested but not sexually. So I'm interested, but I don't want to have sex with you. These are all the things. And this information was a shock to the investigating officer, as it was a shock to me, because I know that the first time I watched that scene, I had to pull it back, I pulled it back to watch again. I didn't know the meaning of all those things. I know I've used the yellow love symbol, I know I've used the purple, but I just thought these were hearts, I just thought these were love signs. I didn't know there was a connotation, a meaning attached to these signs. So these are the kind of languages that our children speak that are not known to us. So what you are seeing, if you go into your child's phone, you see, okay, maybe you put heart and then a yellow heart comes out, just like I said that lady does. You just see, okay, it's love. Okay, so it's fine. You see the purple heart pops out. Okay, it's love, it's heart. You don't understand that the purple heart is the person is communicating to the next person that I am honey. I want to be laid. That's what your child is saying. You wouldn't know that if you don't know these things. And then the investigating officer was looking at his son like this. Now, little did he also know that his son also was being bullied in school. Adams was being bullied in school as well. Adams was being bullied in school as well. Why? How did I know? I watched did they say he was bullied? No, there wasn't an express statement saying Adams was bullied. But why would a child send his father a message early hours of the morning to seek for permission to stay out of school? Because adolescence opened up in that scene. That was where they began the movie from, where the police officer stood by the roadside with Misha, yes, who was also a lady investigator. And then he was chewing apple, remember? A message dropped in his phone. He looked at it, and this was his son seeking permission from him, and he said to himself, this boy will send this to me because he feels I'm the weaker parent. He will not try sending this to his mom because the mom will never accept. Why would a child, early hours of the morning, the day is breaking, he's supposed to go get ready for school, he begins to feel uneasy about going to school, that he sends messages? No, it wasn't once, it wasn't twice. The investigating officer, the male investigating officer, Mr. Bascom, said he always does this. That boy was bullied as well in school, but the father was never there. Remember when they had the conversation in school and the father now invited him out for a meal? At that point, the father was calling him son, and he told the father, no, don't call me that. You've never called me that before. You've never called me son before. You've never called me son before. You've never called me son before. It was for lack of, not for him to be disrespectful, that he agreed to go on that lunch date with his dad, because he has never had it. The father was always working. Yes, I know that the bills are high. The bills are not smiling. We must work. We must work to pay the bills, to pay the fees. But please, these children need us in their life. That was another whole lesson for me. Adams and his dad. That was another whole lesson for me. So please, let's have this conversation. If you've not watched Adolescence, I urge you to go watch it. I urge you to go watch it. It's for everybody that is willing to parent well. It is for everybody that has decided that I'm going to parent a wholesome kid. I'm going to parent a kid that will have a voice in his generation. I'm going to parent a child that will stand out to bully. I'm going to parent a child that should be able to communicate with me. I'm going to provide that safe space. I'm going to provide that safe haven for my child, that nothing should be held up from me as a parent. Watch Adolescence. Come back here. We are building a community. This community is going to look back and say, of a truth, we raised children that have voices, positive voices in their generation. I'm just a message away from you, like I always say. It's either you drop those messages here or you pick up the email up the channel bio and send an email. Please tell me what jumped at you. Tell me what popped. What was that thing that that made you cringe, that made you scared? I said the first 20 minutes I was scared dead because I'm raising a boy. I'm raising a boy. That movie is a feedback for me. That movie has charged me to look inward, to look again into my parenting. And I urge you to do the same. Please, let's have this discussion at the comment section. If you're new to the channel, I would like for you to subscribe, share this video to somebody that may need it. Always stick around this channel because we are here to grow children who will be proud of pointing to us and saying, here is my mom, here is my dad. Those are the kind of children that I would like you to parent. See you